School of Jesus.
Apostolic Sunday School.
Now, life gets pretty complicated sometimes, doesn't it? Oh yeah, almost as complicated as this here little puzzle thingy. You guys know what this is? This is called a Rubik's Cube. And Rubik's Cubes, honestly, they make me kind of mad because they're super, super hard. And I don't know how to do them. In fact, I usually fight with them so long that finally I start peeling off the stickers and I start putting them on different spots until I start making it look right. And then my brother gets mad and takes it away because I messed up his brand new puzzle. But this one's not his today. So we're going to see if we can figure this out. Now I got a question for you. Do you think that just because you live for God, that nothing will ever go wrong? Now think about that. Does living for God mean nothing bad will ever happen to you? Now, I hate to break the news to you, but living for God does not mean that everything is always going to be perfect. It doesn't. In fact, things can and will go wrong. Maybe your favorite toy gets stepped on and breaks. I've had that happen. My favorite toy got stepped on and broke, and I'm still mad about it 30 years later. Anyway, sometimes bad things will happen to us. Maybe if you live in Rialto, when those high winds blow, they might blow some shingles off your roof, or maybe the whole roof will blow off. And that's bad. Does that mean that if we live for God, stuff like that shouldn't happen? No? No? What if it rains really, really hard, and it rains on me and on the bad person next door? That's not fair, is it? No, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says it will rain on the just and on the unjust. If you're living for God or you're not, it's still going to rain. Bad things are still going to happen. But the key is that God will always be there for you. Does that mean He doesn't care when things go wrong? Of course not. God cares a lot. Does God care when your parents maybe have financial problems and can't pay the bills? Of course He cares. Does that mean He doesn't love us because stuff happens? Oh, no, 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 no. Absolutely not. God still loves us. But life gets pretty complicated sometimes. And we want to try to fix it really, really bad. And so we try to fix it, and we try to do whatever we can, and try to make it right. All we end up doing is just making a bigger mess, and we can try all we want, but we never end up making it any better. We try. But when we get our hands on it, we try to fix the situation ourselves. All we do is cause problems. Now, Daniel was put in the lion's den, right? Does that mean that God didn't love him? No, of course not. God loved him a lot. When something bad happens to us, in fact, over a year ago, my daughter was on bus ministry, and she got hit by a car. And she got hurt really bad. And she was doing the work of God. And it's easy for you to think sometimes that when stuff like that happens, that God, why would you do that to me? Does that mean you don't love me? Of course not. But life got pretty complicated when that happened. And I didn't understand it. And I didn't know why it happened. But God had it all in control. God had it all taken care of. And just a little bit after her going in the hospital, God began to perform miracle after miracle after miracle. And a lot of that was due to people like you praying for her. And 12 days after going to the hospital, she got out of the hospital, and now she's fine and walking around and back in Bible quizzing, and it's awesome. So sometimes life gets pretty complicated like this. And when we're in a tough spot, don't try to fix it. I mean, you do your best you can, but don't just try to say, I'm smart enough to do this, I have enough money to fix this on my own, or I'm strong enough, or I have enough friends. No, no, no. Just give it to God and say, God, I don't understand the situation. God, I don't understand what's going on in the world around me, but Jesus, I'm going to put it in your hands. And when you put it in His hands, that complicated situation somehow has a way of figuring itself out. Look at that. This thing is completely solved. When you put it in God's hands, He'll take care of it. Now, I don't know how this situation is going to fix itself. I don't know what the end result is, but I do know that God's got His hand on it. And I do know that me trying to fix it myself is just going to make things worse. So instead, I'm going to put this in His hands and say, Jesus, I trust you. God, it's all you. And when we come out of this, we're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, God, you're good. God, you're really good. Hey teachers, if you're wondering how that object lesson was done, we'll be happy to send it to you. We just can't post it on our website because a lot of kids have found our website, which is great, except that they were looking at how the object lessons were done and it was ruining all the fun. So just email us at info@apostolicsundaySchool.com and we'll send it over to you right away. Again, that's info@apostolicsundaySchool.com and we'll send you exactly how to do the lesson. Just identify the lesson in the subject. Bye!